I'm Megan Kuhn with Powerhouse Real Estate. Today I want to talk to you about the cost that you should expect when you're buying or selling your next home. This is something that you should know ahead of time so that you can prepare for this, whether you're looking to move this year or in a few years. You always want to keep in mind the costs that are going to impact you as you get into this process. As a buyer, the costs that you should expect are title insurance, which is going to be included in your closing costs, which also includes your loan fees. These are going to be, if you're getting a loan, obviously all of the lender fees, your appraisal will be included. These are going to be about 2% of your purchase price. So altogether about 2%, that's what you should plan for. In some cases, we can get this covered by the seller, but you should plan ahead and make sure that you have some funds to cover some or all of it, just in case you fall in love with a home and we can't get those covered, or then you always have a little buffer just in case you need it. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Another thing as a buyer you should expect to pay for is your home inspection. This can run anywhere from $400 to $1,000 depending on how intensive of an inspection you want to do, any extra inspections that you want to conduct like mold testing, meth testing, radon. Those are all additions to the normal home inspection. And so it can all add up, but it's also well worth it to make sure that you're moving into a home that you trust and are confident in. So it is something that you want to plan for and prepare for because it will be due at the time of the inspection. So make sure that you have that available. Another thing you should plan for is earnest money. Earnest money is going to be actually credited towards some of these other things. However, it is going to be due upon the offer acceptance. So once we get an offer accepted, we will request this earnest money to be placed into our brokerage account for you. This can run anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000 depending on the purchase price, depending on how aggressive we want to be in our offer. Again, this will be credited back to you at closing. So either it will be applied to those closing costs that we talked about, or sometimes you'll get some of it back if we don't end up needing it at closing. As a seller, the fees that you can expect are going to be title fees. These are required in the state of Utah. You have to provide title insurance if you're selling a property. And so you should expect to pay this. This will be taken out of the money that you would receive at closing. And so that will be, you don't have to pay up front. It will be taken out from that money. So it's nothing that you have to plan for ahead of time, but just know it will be taken out of that lump sum that you would receive at the end. This can run anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000. Again, it's based off of the purchase price. You also are going to pay commissions. In the state of Utah right now, sellers are paying commissions for the listing agent and the buyer's agent. So you should know this number when you sign the agreement with your listing agent at the beginning. Again, it's going to be a percentage though, so it will vary, but that percentage will be decided upon at the time that you sign the listing agreement. And so that is another amount that will be taken out at the end before you receive your money back. And then one other thing that you could plan to pay for, and this one is dependent on the offer that we receive. A lot of times the seller is going to ask for you to pay for a home warranty. This can run anywhere from $600 to $800, and so that will also be taken out at the end. You could also be asked to pay for closing costs for the buyer, and so that's something that you should keep in mind. Your agent should talk to you about this as you get into the process and understand what is likely to be asked for based on the current market, and then you can plan for it ahead of time. But again, we won't know for sure if you're going to be asked to pay any of that until we get an offer in hand. Hopefully this helped you feel a little bit more prepared going into your next real estate transaction. My name is Megan Kuhn with Powerhouse Real Estate.